Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you. Final score today, Ferris State wins it in the NCAA Tournament 75-53 over the Lewis Flyers, and joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Kurt Westendorp, after a big win. Got to be really pleased with the way your team played here in the NCAA Tournament.
Absolutely. It was great to see us coming out firing, came out like a team that was just, they were just itching to play. You know, it's a long time when you got to wait from last Saturday all the way to this, what is today, Friday? You know, we haven't lost back-to-back games all season long, so we kind of had that bad taste in our mouth. We were ready to get rid of it, and that was a heck of a first half. The energy that this team played with on the defensive end of the court tonight was absolutely outstanding. That is an amazing offensive team down there. For them to only score 53 points, you know, that was just a great effort by us. We focused in. We did everything that they were taught to do. Like, it was just a lot of fun to watch them play.
Obviously, you got off to an outstanding start. Then you kind of had to battle through some foul trouble with Chloe and Deshaun on the bench. But maybe talk about that little run right there with them on the bench, with some other players that came in and really stepped up and extended the lead for you.
Yeah, Maya gave us some really good minutes in there, and we were able to kind of stretch it out. When Chloe went to the bench, you know, I told her when she came to the bench, I was like, don't worry, you're going to be back in at this quarter at some point in time. And then the lead just kept growing and growing and growing, and I went back to her and I told her, I was like, well, maybe not. All right, she was like, yeah, these guys are rolling, let them keep rolling. So, like, it was awesome to see when your leading scorer goes out that we're still able to keep up our production. You know, Elle Irwin was absolutely on fire in that first half, and then second half she got some good looks, and we did not set the nets ablaze in the second half, but we kept playing great defense the entire time. But that second quarter run with Chloe out and Shauna out, you know, people really stepped up and played really well.
What were some keys on the defensive end for your team? Obviously, in the backcourt, your guards did a fantastic job against some talented guards that Lewis had.
Really just trying to stay in their space and keep your feet moving. Like, they were just so good at stopping and starting and getting to their spots, and they make a lot of low percentage shots. You know, they get to that elbow or area, and they're really good at making those shots, but when you're in their space, you just make them a little more uncomfortable, and I think we have a little bit more length. When we had Elle, Kenzie, and Shauna guarding those kind of players, they didn't really find any comfortability taking those shots. Then they started to try to get it all the way to the basket, which they did a pretty solid job of getting the ball to the basket, especially in the second half. But the guards just did such a good job of moving those feet, and then the bigs did a great job on the boards. And final check here, 46-34 on the boards. You know, that'll win you some tournament games. That's what's going to have to happen again tomorrow night against whoever we're playing tomorrow night. Like, we're going to have to make sure that we're really on the boards, because both these teams that we're going to watch play next, you know, they're excellent rebounding teams too.
What does it mean for this group of players, especially your seniors, to get a win here in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, that's something I'll look back at a little bit. You know, it's kind of, I don't want to sound like cocky about it, but like they expected to come in here and win. Like, that they really did come in here, expect to earn another chance to play again tomorrow night. And when we come here tomorrow night, we're going to expect to win again. You know, we talked about we want to be the best team in this region, and we've talked about believing you can be the best team in the region, but that doesn't get it done. You got to show up every day and prove it. So, like, that's kind of was our mantra throughout the week. It's like, do we think we're a better team than them? Yes. All right. Well, now we got to go and prove it. And I'm trying to stay humble, like, in what you're doing, but you got to have a little bit of that edge, because if this team doesn't have an edge, you know, we're not going to be able to accomplish those great things. So we got to come out here and prove it again tomorrow night against a great team, no matter who it is.
Obviously, tomorrow night you face either Ashland or Drury, two longtime powers here in the Midwest region. Absolutely,
it's the best region in the entire country. You know, you have to, if you can get out of this region, you can go the whole way. You know, we know that to win the whole thing, you know, you're going to have to beat a team like Ashland or Drury or one of the other teams on the other side. Like, if you can make it out of this region, you will be battle tested. You might need a couple extra days off to ice your bodies, but you're going to be battle tested if you can make it through this region. So you're going to have to see one of those teams at some point. Might as well see them right now.
Well, Coach, congrats again on the win, and we look forward to following your team here throughout the NCAA tournament.
All right, thank you, Rob.